Your labor in the Lord is not in vain. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, knowing that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. The first book of Corinthians, 15 verse 58. God sees beyond the present moment. In times of hardship, it's easy to feel like your efforts, prayers, and obedience go unnoticed. But Scripture affirms that nothing done for the Lord is wasted, even when the results aren't immediate or visible. The Apostle Paul encourages the Corinthian church to remain steadfast and immovable, which implies resistance to struggles that try to shake your faith. Yet he assures them that their labor is not in vain. Consider the story of Simon Peter in Luke 5. He had toiled all night fishing and caught nothing. Exhausted and discouraged, Jesus tells him to launch out into the deep and cast his nets again. Peter, though tired and doubtful, obeys. "Master, we have toiled all night and caught nothing. Nevertheless, at your word, I will let down the net." Luke 5, verse 5. What follows is a miraculous catch of fish. The lesson? Obedience, even in weariness and confusion, opens the door for breakthrough. Peter's willingness to trust Jesus over his circumstances reveals that God honors faith sown in difficulty. God trains faith through resistance. Faith is not built in comfort, but in testing. One often overlooked example is King Asa of Judah. The second book of Chronicles 14-16. In the beginning, Asa relied on God to defeat a massive Ethiopian army. God gave victory because Asa prayed, "Lord, it is nothing for you to help." The second book of Chronicles 14 verse 11. However, later in his reign, Asa relied on alliances with men rather than trusting God, and he failed. The hidden truth here: faith must not only be strong in one season, but also be maintained throughout. God tests us repeatedly not to break us, but to strengthen our dependency on Him alone. Even seasoned believers must guard against shifting their faith from God to human solutions. Obscurity does not equal uselessness. In Acts 9, we meet Ananias, a seemingly minor character. God sends him to lay hands on Saul, the former persecutor of Christians. Ananias hesitates, but obeys. His obedience plays a vital role in the conversion of the man who would write much of the New Testament. Though Ananias fades from Scripture after that, his labor was not in vain. This reveals a powerful truth: even hidden, small acts of obedience can have a generational impact. You may not see the full fruit of your labor now, but your faithfulness plants seeds for God's purposes. Heaven records what earth overlooks. In Mark 14, a woman breaks a costly alabaster jar to anoint Jesus, and people criticize her extravagance. But Jesus says, "She has done what she could. Assuredly, I say to you, wherever this gospel is preached, what this woman has done will also be told." Mark 14, verse 8 and 9. Jesus honors what others dismiss. If your prayers, your giving, or your service go unseen, remember, heaven sees, records, and rewards. No labor in the Lord is ever wasted. Strengthening your faith in hard times. Pray with honest surrender. Like Peter, say, "Nevertheless, at your word." Recall God's past faithfulness. As Asa began strong, so must we continue strong. Act on your faith. Ananias didn't just believe, he went. Worship in your waiting, like the woman with the alabaster jar. Choose devotion even when others don't understand it. Your labor in the Lord may not be recognized by others, and your season may feel dry and unrewarding. But God's economy never wastes a single step of obedience. Strengthen your faith with the knowledge that every tear, every prayer, every act of faithfulness matters eternally.